Uh, okay. Give me a second. So, I'm hoping it's. Why? What? Why the fuck? Wait, is this good now? Well, I hope so. Mm. Well, I forgot to save last time. Cause I got fucking kicked out. Anyways, I think we were here. So we should be around here. Yeah. Then let's continue. Over 10 minutes had passed. The sound of the students leaving the gym and making their way to the nurse's office rang throughout the hall. Genocide Jack had continued to dodge Sakura's attacks with her tricky movements, but when Byakuya blurted out, "Enough already, you irritating pervert," Genocide Jack stopped in her tracks. Oh my. Getting chewed out by my best wicked. What the fuck? Byakuya is making a masochist side get all tingly. They say the line between sadism and masochism is paper thin, but in my case, it's more like a Venn diagram. Words can't explain these hot waves of passion screaming through the top of my head to the tips of my toes. As she rambled incurrently about Byakuya, the other students tied her up and with a microphone cable from the gym and locked her in her room. Half of the students stayed behind to keep an eye on her, while the rest left to search the grounds of the school. As soon as the door to the nurse's office had opened, Kyoko saw a non-functioning Monokuma with a hole in its chest and the remains of the surveillance camera. It wasn't just the nurse's office though. On the way there, the students had seen several destroyed surveillance cameras and scattered Monokuma bodies. This was a clear violation of school regulations. If Mukuro was allied with Monokuma, those regulations wouldn't apply on her anyway. The Monokuma inside the gym was no longer moving, and the students had lost contact with the Akabeshiki. So the students assumed that Madarai had taken control of a different Monokuma and went after Mukuro on his own. With that in mind, Kyoko turned and looked inside the nurse's office once again. It was unusually quiet, the beds were empty, but Kyoko could see from the bloodstains that someone had been resting there recently. It's like they're already gone. Mondo remarked, but as he was about to leave, Kyoko spoke up behind him. "I'm going to stay here with Chihiro and search for clues." As Chihiro had him eyes widening. "Clues?" Kyoko continued to speak in a calm tone of voice. "Yes, there may be some clues in these Monokuma remains. I figured I would be the best candidate for investigating machinery." Sakura spoke up. "But isn't that dangerous?" Since Sakura could clearly hold her own in a fight with Mukuro, she had joined the other students in searching the school grounds. Kyoko shook her head and replied, "I'm sorry to say this, but if things get out of hand, Chihiro and I will just be in your way. I think it's better if we search for clues here instead of doing nothing. Besides, we might be able to use Makuma's parts to dedicate any radio broadcast from the outside world." "You certainly have a point. Understood, we will be exploring this floor for a while. Please shout for us if anything happens." Sakura left the nurse's office. Wait, give me a second. Alright, I'm back. As Chihiro consciously stood over Monokuma's remains, Kyoko started searching through the room. She zeroed in on one of the beds and began studying it intensely. A moment later, Kyoko was satisfied with what she found, and let out a small sigh before she spoke. Chihiro, let me apologize to you in advance. I dragged you into this gamble of mine, so if anything happens, run out the hallway and call for help. What does that mean? Instead of answering Chihiro's question, Kyoko started talking to one of the empty beds. Let me say this first. I'm prepared to hear your story. No matter how ridiculous it may sound, I promise not to decide if it's a lie or truth until I've listened to it entirely. Kyoko looked confused. She didn't understand what Kyoko meant at all. The ultimate question mark lowered her eyes and turned to the ultimate programmer to make a request. Chihiro, does your laptop have a voice recording function? Do you also have a microphone? Yeah. I want you to use that record. I want you to use that to record everything we're about to hear. There's no one here. As Chihiro wondered to herself, she began connecting Monokuma's parts to her laptop and turned on the record function. I'm sure we'll pick up every sound in this room now, said Chihiro nervously. Satisfied, Kyoko nodded, and once again started talking to the empty bed. So what were you going to do if I told your own that I'd found Makoto? When she heard Kyoko say that, she looked back at her and was surprised by what she saw. At that moment, the ultimate programmer was kneeling on the floor next to Monokuma's remains. From the position, she was able to see it. Of all the beds in the nurse's office, there was one bed in particular that couldn't be seen from the entrance. Underneath that bed lay a limp Makoto. A blood pack was hidden next to the bed and slowly providing Makoto with transfusion. The contents of the blood pack were clear. Rather than blood, it seemed to be some kind of saline solution used in emergency hydration. Though it wouldn't be as effective as actual blood transfusion, it was enough to keep him from going into shock. Though that was the extent of Chihiro's medical knowledge. She was already surprised by that Makoto had been in the nurse's office this whole time. Not only that, but Kyoko wasn't talking to the bed Makoto was under, which sent chills throughout Chihiro's body. However, there was nobody under the bed that Kyoko was facing. But the moment Chihiro noticed that, a voice rang from underneath it. As soon as everyone's attention was focused on Makoto, I was planning to take advantage of that opportunity and take someone hostage. As Chihiro consciously lowered her head until it was nearly touching the floor, she was able to make out who was talking. Surprisingly, the person hiding there was clinging to the frame of the bed. Like a ninja clinging to the ceiling. Presumably, if someone had glanced under the bed quickly, they wouldn't have noticed anybody was there. Though Chihiro had no idea how the person was able to hide under the bed for so long. She could at least understand that their strength was beyond normal human levels. There was no question that the person hiding under the bed was Mukuro Ikusawa, but you pretended not to notice. Why? Mukuro's voice was as cold as ice, but Kyoko didn't even flinch as she responded. Because I wanted to hear your side of the story. I knew you were hiding under the bed. Compared to the others, the frame was slightly more pronounced. Chihiro tried comparing the beds to see if it was true, but she couldn't tell the difference at all. Only Kyoko's natural observation skill could let her see something like that. Mukuro seemed to come to a similar conclusion and appeared from under the bed, without making a sound. Her face was stoic and cold compared to the bomb inside Monokuma. Chihiro thought she was even more terrifying. However, Mukuro ignored Chihiro and shifted her gaze at Kyoko. She leaned against the wall and let her arms fall to her sides as she threw out another question. Why do you want to hear what I have to say? Kyoko thought about the simple question for a while, as if she were searching within her own heart for the answer. If I have to provide an answer, it's because I wish to remain neutral. Kyoko quickly looked down. Currently missing most of my memories. I don't know why or what talent I had to be accepted into the school. She could hear Chihiro's gasp behind her, but Kyoko didn't mind and continued. But even so, I believe I should listen to what you have to say. Regardless of whether you're good or evil, I must hear all the facts in order to know the truth. Good and evil don't matter. I will come to a conclusion based on what I see and hear. I think the mythology that's been instilled into me. I see. I completely forgot you were like that, Kyoko. But before I listen to what you have to say, I'd like to ask you one question first. What is it? Mukuro's reply was completely emotionless. Kyoko presented the question as if she were asking it of herself as well. What was my talent that allowed me to attend this academy? The answer to that question was simple. Kyoko, you're the ultimate detective. The answer remarked a turning point for both girls. Thank you, I have a better understanding of the situation now. Kyoko slowly raised her head and presented a fury. My memory loss wasn't just a coincidence, and you know your group has the ability to erase memories. With that in mind, if we take into consideration the oh shit, sorry. I accidentally skipped. Possibility? Yes. What you said to Byakuya when you thought you were taking Toko hostage. You claimed that they met 2 years ago. It's possible that might actually be true. The fact that Makoto called out Mukuro's name, the thing that Mukuro confirmed and denied. Genocide Jack's outlandish claims. These key factors that Kyoko noted using her special observation skills were converging in her mind to form one answer. It's possible that Byakuya and Toko's memories were also erased like mine, but I don't think their circumstances are quite the same as mine. But if your memories can be controlled so freely, it calls into question whether the day Monokuma appeared was really the same day we entered the academy. Like you said, it's possible that we've known Toko Fukawa for the last 2 years. What do you mean? Chihiro cried, still working on connecting laptop to Monokuma's parts. Kyoko continued speaking to both Chihiro and Mukuro. We thought we were knocked unconscious with sleeping gas the moment we arrived at the school. But it's possible that we were simply made to think that's what happened. For example, we may have already spent the last 2 years at Hope's Academy, and our memories of that time were completely erased. It's even possible that we weren't even ultimates at all, just random people who have been implanted with 16 years worth of false memories. Though Kyoko's claims sounded ridiculous, her face was completely serious. She looked at Mukuro once again. Which means I'm considering the possibility that your crazy story is actually the truth. Kyoko declaration filled the room with silence. But she didn't let that silence overwhelm her. Kyoko cut through it with her own words. Without evidence, all I can do is make hypotheses. What the hell? That's why I want to hear what you have to say, Mukuro. I have no intention of blindly believing what you're going to say, or what self-proclaimed hacker who took over Monokuma said. She pauses and lowered her eyes again, then declared with powerful determination. Even so, I intend to come to a conclusion as fairly and objectively as I can. But I can only do that if you trust me and tell me the truth. Kyoko's conviction was clear from her voice. Muko's eyes nodded slightly and tapestry of emotions flashed across her face as she looked towards Kyoko. But when she opened her mouth, her expression and voice were completely devoid of emotion. That's right. I completely forgot. You were like that. Mukuro repeated this to herself softly, then faced Kyoko and declared, "That must have been why Junko took care to erase more of your memories compared to the others." "Very well, I will tell you everything." And after Mukuro placed Makoto back onto the bed, she began to mechanically tell a story. The story of a girl who wanted to fill the world with despair. A girl who only felt truly happy when she was filled with despair herself. A plan for despair that began 2 years ago and perhaps even earlier than that. While the world was currently ruled by despair itself, Mukuro provided a brief summary of everything she knew about the plan. That's why it sounded even more outrageous than Kyoko had expected, and though her story, Kyoko was able to learn the truth about herself. Who she is and why she came to the academy. The fate of the academy's real headmaster, Kyoko's father. As she listened to Muko's story, Kyoko remained silent the whole time. Her face went blank when she learned her father had died. Perhaps her memory loss and absurdity of the situation helped lessen the impact somewhat. But there was no guarantee Kyoko would even believe her story. After Mukuro finished speaking, Kyoko stayed silent. With her unrivaled mental powers, she was able to listen to Mukuro's story without interrupting her or dismissing it as nonsense. Mukuro continued, "You don't have to believe me. After all, any pictures that could prove my story are with Junko. All I can do is talk." After she said that, Mukuro silently walked towards the entrance of the nurse's office. When she arrived at the door, she spoke again without looking back. "But even if you don't believe me, you still listen to everything I had to say, so Kyoko Chiro, thank you." After apologizing for such a strange tone of voice, she turned to the bed while Makoto lay, breathing weakly. "Make sure Makoto stays rested. When he wakes up, make sure you give him some sports drinks from the dining hall or supply room to drink. Please." Hello, Avis BF. Which episode? Do you mean like from the anime? Cause this is no episode and this is no chapter. This is special content from the second game. Cause I finished the second game like 1 week ago. And wait. Insert bookmark. I will show you. Yes. Cause I'm currently at the second game, as you can see. Like here. By the spell. And since I finished the story, I can now get to the extra content. Like Magical Girl Monomi, Island Mode and the novel. And the novel is that what if story where like you're in a different timeline where, how should I say? Wait, since you don't know which, part of the game it is, I would guess you don't know what happened so far, right? Well, to explain it briefly, wasn't Junko or Mukuro who died at the beginning with the Ganyan spears. It was Makoto who got attacked by the spears, and now Mukuro is trying to save him. But no one thinks that Mukuro wants to save him because Monokuma convinced everyone that Mukuro is a terrorist. Yeah. Of course, but what are you going to do now? Asked Kyoko. Mukuro straightened herself up. Despair. I need to make Junko feel despair. Mukuro continued mumbling to herself as she opened the door. There's nothing else I can do. No, there is something you can do. Mukuro stopped walking as Kyoko spoke firmly. Regardless of whether Monokuma is really Junko, Enoshima, or Bishaki Midara, if you're dealing with him, you won't be able to lay a finger on Makoto. I don't fully trust you, but if you're really concerned for Makoto's life, I'm willing to work with you. Unlike Bishiki, who's probably abandoned him already. Right? Sorry. I don't really work well with others. Mukuro looked away, then bowed her head as she left the nurse's office. I will do my best. Door closed, and Mukuro was gone. I'm sorry for involving you in something so dangerous, Jiro. And she continued to originate the vast amount of information that Mukuro gave her. Kyoko turned to Chiro, who was still looking for Monokuma. As she trembled with fear, Chiro slowly looked back at Kyoko. But anyways, how are you doing right now? And did you play like Danganronpa or only watch the anime? Oh? About what Mukuro said just now. Chiyo's face turned pale as she struggled with her words, and Kyoko tried to calm her down. We can't determine if anything she told us was true or not. There's no need to be afraid. But Chiyo shook her head and returned to looking at her laptop. I think she's telling the truth. What are you basing that on me? Wait, what are you basing that on? Well, it looks like Monokuma is really being controlled from the outside. Part of Monokuma's system had been connected to Chiyo's laptop, which was analyzing the data within its control system. It was then that the ultimate programmer noticed something unusual about it. This controlled program, I thought it would be another year before the system became fully operational. Chiyo started trembling so much that she was unable to continue speaking. Can't confirm that, said Kyoko, proposing another possibility to avoid jumping to conclusion. It's possible that a similar program was being developed in secret. But Chiyo admittedly shook her head and said, no, that's not it. Just looks really familiar to me. Kyoko looked over Chiyo's trembling shoulder to peer the screen, and that's when she noticed this program. Chiyo, did you create this? All the ultimate programmer could do was nod weakly. First floor main hall. Mukuro continued moving forward and was fortunate enough to not encounter Sakura or Mondo. Without interference from anyone, she made her way to the hall, as large as the gym, and stood before the sealed main entrance. Suddenly Monokuma popped out from the shadows and blocked her path. With this hall, the resemble a nuclear bomb shelter. What the hell? With all manner of heavy weaponry. Monokuma's cell hood was conspicuously out of place here. His laughter rang through the room as he wiggled his body from side to side. What were you doing at the nurse's office? Did you eliminate your rival for Makoto's affections? Or did you help play matchmaker instead? Either way, don't you think it's kind of adorable to put Makoto and Kyoko in this kind of situation together? If this were a suspense film, those two would be the last couple standing. But if this was a horror film, they'd just stay anyway. Claire was alive all along. Splat goes blood, plop goes the meat. I'm a huge fan of ending where the character think they're gonna live, but they really headed to a final death temptation. Wait, what the hell is a tentation? Sorry. What does that even mean? Despite Monokuma's angry complaints, Mukuro remained unperturbed. What the hell? She continued to stare icy daggers at Monokuma, as if she was waiting for him to finish speaking. Well, anyway, I'm just so sad right now. The regulation breaking the client is disrupting the harmony of this peaceful academy. Can't even keep one of my students from running wild. Time to say goodbye to your incompetent headmaster. I'm gonna use Monokuma evolution to become a big Magnum headmaster and mold you into a decent student. As soon as he said that, Monokuma extended his claws and waddled towards Mukuro. So if I'm gonna mold you, then I'm gonna kill you first. Right as he finished speaking, Monokuma suddenly charged at Mukuro like a spiked volleyball. Mukuro was fast and dodged Monokuma's attack. She jumped back, keeping her distance from Monokuma just in case his claws would extend even longer. Just then, a shadowy figure appeared next to her. Mukuro twisted her body to its limits and just narrowly evaded the figure's attack. When she landed on the floor, she immediately saw. So what does the immortal killer want anyway? Are you gonna tell the others the truth and escape with them? Even though you know what the outside world is like, right? Two Monokumas were speaking to Mukuro in unison. Honestly, I don't mind if you do that. I can just imagine the look on everyone's faces when they discover the truth. It fills me with such heart-throbbing excitement. The two Monokumas continued to speak in a stereo sound. Said you destroy my plans, but there's no happy ending waiting for you no matter which route you take. And you only have yourself to blame for that. Don't tell me you thought they'd be grateful to you. Even if you guys escape here, do you think they will still forgive you when they get off the nasty outside? Some of them might prefer to stay in the school, and some of them might resent you for being kind and showing them the truth. But then again, this is all your fault anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they think of you. Monokuma made a little mistake. Despite facing down two Monokumas, Mukuro's expression didn't waver. She understood that controlling two Monokumas simultaneously was a piece of cake for Junko. Mukuro drew an arm-length metal bar from seemingly nowhere and readied herself. It was the remain of the IV stand from the nurse's office, sharpened into a pointy weapon. With a weapon in hand, Mukuro responded in a cold, mechanical tone. Bro, did you ask again which episode it is? Was I see the message like twice? I answered that already? Maybe I'm just, freaking out, I don't know. With a weapon in hand, Mukuro responded in a cold mechanical tone. That's fine, I'm already used to that. None of the fear she felt when Kuma suggested that Makoto would blame her appeared on her face. The path was clear to her now, and she calmly assured her demand to Monokuma. Junko opened the gates. The shock of such a straightforward demand left both Monokumas momentarily speechless, but soon they replied. Why? So we can all leave together. Another straightforward answer. Both Monokumas faced each other and began gesturing as if they were whispering to one another. Mukuro knew their movement were intended to mock her unmoved. She continued to speak to Junko directly. Hey, give me a second. Okay, test. Alright, okay. Works. I think they will understand if I show them the outside world, and they will stop doubting Makoto. You always find new ways to disappoint me, Mukuro. Did you forget why the school has an air filtration system? It's true that the air outside is polluted, but I don't think it will kill us immediately. Besides, it's better than being trapped in the school and forced to kill each other. How can you be sure the others will go along with you? You know what I mean, right? Before the former headmaster got turned into a space dust, he interviewed the others and they all agreed that they want to stay in the school. It was before their memories had been erased. Do you really want to betray their wishes? Mukuro blinked and slowly stepped forward. I don't really care about their feelings. Huh? You're all I need, Junko. So don't worry, I will always be watching out for you. I'm going to make sure you feel despair. I'm going to make Makoto and the others happy. If you want to reveal your own despair that badly, then I will trust the hope Makoto gave me and take my chances with them instead of you. It was brief, but the powerful words caused the Monokumas to turn and talk to each other again. Oh my, this doesn't look good at all. Monokuma, eh? This child doesn't realize her own yeah. She is so disappointing that she is starting to reach critical mass, right, Monokuma B? The two Monokumas looked at Mukuro, who seemed ready to destroy them, and said, "What do you think, Monokuma C?" Mukuro was taken aback by the question, but her instinct suddenly kicked and she immediately dodged away. At the moment, I felt Monokuma's claws extend and pass by where had it been previously. This new Monokuma unit landed several spins and faced Mukuro, who had clung to the remains of a surveillance camera, so attached to the ceiling. I agree with you both, A and B. The few Monokuma lined themselves up. The students locked inside the academy, this sight would have been akin to a nightmare. Right on! 3 units began speaking in perfect harmony as their 6 eyes looked at Mukuro. Suddenly, they each jumped away in 3 separate directions and kicked off one of the walls. The path of each unit's triangular attack all converged on a single point, Mukuro, who was still clinging to the ceiling. She was surrounded by razor-sharp claws coming at her from different directions. But this situation wasn't even a nightmare to Mukuro. Compared to the time she fended off 3 assassins, she had invaded her camp one night back when she was still a member of Vernier. This was nothing. This thought crossed Mukuro's mind as she dangled from the ceiling with one hand and thrashed her limbs around like a tornado. Intercepted by this move, the Monokuma fell to the floor and with a loud crash. Mukuro landed on the ground and chased after one of them, brandishing her metal bar. Suddenly, she stopped moving and took a huge leap back. One of the Monokumas exploded with a deafening roar. He had detonated the bomb inside of himself in an attempt to take Mukuro down with him. Thanks to her haunted battlefield instincts, Mukuro managed to avoid the explosion. She looked towards the hallway to have attracted the attention of Sakura and the others, but she didn't hear any footsteps approaching. Monokuma's voice rang from within the dense smoke. "Oh, you don't have to worry. I already told the other students to assemble in the cafeteria. They were eager to follow my orders after I told them I disarmed the poison gas. The special police and unit was coming to get them. I'm pretty sure Kyoko and the others were all in the cafeteria by now. I'm sure Makoto's with them too. I doubt Psycho will get too rough with him, but I'm sure Bayako will touch Makoto once he wakes up. I can just imagine him rubbing salt or pouring soy sauce to Mukuro's open wounds. Man, I'm getting all hot and bothered right now. She listened to Monokuma's overleaping voice. Mukuro tilted her head slightly and asked, I'm pretty sure they're going to find out that you lied about that special police unit. Are you really okay with that? No worries. Once I've dealt with you, I don't care at all if they find out I was lying. I still don't get it. With such a disappointment, it suddenly dawned on Mukuro. Not the reason why Monokuma didn't care. Not the reason why Monokuma didn't care if the students found out he lied, but that the voice of Kuma and the smoke were gradually increasing in number. As the smoke started to clear, the shadows of 3 Monokumas appeared. One that exploded couldn't have arrived, so new ones must have come to take its place. There's no way Mukuro could only hear 3 Monokumas talking just now. As if to prove her hearing had been accurate, the Monokuma suddenly made their move. 3 Monokumas went over and began throwing their upper bodies. From behind them, new Monokumas arranged like after images brought to life. The second row of Monokumas mimicked the earlier ones with only 1 frame of delay, revealing even more Monokumas behind them. Eventually Mukuro realized that there were 3 rows containing 10 Monokumas each. Did you know this is all called circle dance? Monokuma's 30 voices spoke in perfect harmony as they divulged information that had nothing to do with her situation. Mukuro already knew that multiple Monokumas were positioned through the academy. Only Junko knew how many Monokumas actually existed. Mukuro had no way of knowing if these 30 Monokumas were part of a large contingent. The flock of 2-ton teddy bears continued to twirl around. Mukuro felt like she was being bombarded with hypnotic images. But faced with this abnormal sight, the ultimate soldiers remained calm and maintained her focus. She was nothing like the girl who had panicked earlier in the gym when Makoto was impaled. As she stood before 30 emissaries of despair, she slowed her breathing and allowed her heart rate to accelerate. It was instinct, not a fear or panic. It sent her blood racing through her body, speeding up and reacting in time with her cells. As the sense sharpened, the Monokuma began to speak to her again. Don't worry, I will make sure Makoto doesn't die. As long as everyone lives, I can rest their memories as many times as I want. That's right, all your effort, hope, dreams, determinations are going right into the garbage heap. The Monokumas took turns speaking in groups of 10, as if the mastermind controlling the Monokumas wanted to show off ability at manipulating them. However, the ultimate soldier knew that the true purpose behind all this was. She straightened her ears to their limit and noticed a certain sound among the Monokuma voices. Mukuro's face remained perfectly still as she kicked on the floor. The moment she moved to the side and a roaring sound shook the entrance hall. The ceiling mounted turrets in front of the gate started raining bullets down on Mukuro. Monokumas were just the mastermind's decoy while she tried to blow her away. As if further trapping her, the Monokumas charged at Mukuro through the storm of the bullets. Mukuro guessed that the mastermind's programmed the movement in advance so they wouldn't get hit by a single bullet. She ran for the gates, evading waves of bullets and claws every step of the way. Programming 30 Monokumas and 2 turrets while also predicting Mukuro's escape route. This would be considered impossible for anyone, but Mukuro knew it was possible for Junko. As ultimate despair, she posed despair, including abilities that surpassed the capability of any normal human. Her display of power was only for filling Mukuro with despair. The scene playing out in front of Mukuro was brimming with despair. The adorability deadly Monokumas laughed and danced like reapers as bullets whistled through the air. It was despair to the point of absurdity, and it was all for Mukuro. But in persistence of such despair, Mukuro felt a strange surety for me. Junko was doing all this for me. Junko, are you watching me right now? In the end, perhaps Mukuro really was disappointed. Was a disappointment. She clenched her fist. Junko, thank you. The sound of gunfire overshadowed her whisper, and Mukuro fell completely silent. As a member of the Ultimate Despair, Mukuro's heart was filled with joy. Though she was filled with emotion, her eyes had lost their sparkle. Silence filled the air. Even the gunfire from the turret seemed to stop for a moment. But that was only an illusion to the one controlling Monokuma. Something strong enough to silence the gunfire avoided being picked up by the sensor spread through the school, with Mukuro at the center. I'll make sure I do this right. With that final thought, she closed her mouth and turned off her emotions. As she ran through the waves of scoring bullets, the air around her began to grow colder. As the coolness spread into her heart, it began to beat in mechanical fashion. Several seconds later, Mukuro's body and mind melded together and became one of her surrounding. Temperature now determined the battlefield. The spare bullets and Monokuma's filled the area. Mukuro predicted their movement and jumped into the air without any hesitation. One of the Monokumas jumped at her, but she avoided his attack, kicked his body, and launched herself in midair. Bullets pierced through the space Mukuro was previously occupying, striking the falling Monokuma right through its internal bomb. The impact of the bullet caused it to explode, sending failing Monokuma's parts everywhere. As she rooted the blast wave, Mukuro balanced herself in mid-air as she picked away two free Monokumas that leaped after her. She moved so gracefully she was practically flying. In contrast, wait. Not just stupid. In contrast, the Monokuma threw themselves into a path of overcoming bullets, exploding one after the other. The blast didn't even leave a scratch. With full control over the entrance hall, Mukuro evaded bullets and confirmed that the bombs inside Monokuma weren't enough to destroy the door. But she refused to stop. Mukuro needed to get information on what she must do to escape the academy. She had no desire to kill Junko. Mukuro wanted to fill Junko with despair by instilling hope into the future of Makoto and the other students. It was Mukuro's ultimate goal. Get information. In contrast to her determination, her mouth stayed shut. Wait, I need to charge my phone for a second. So, now. But this did not mean Mukuro was not currently speaking to Junko. The situation, this battle of death and destruction, was a conversation of sorts for Mukuro. All she knew how to do was fight. She thought she wasn't interested in anything else. She thought she didn't need anything else. All Mukuro needed to do was a sword to fulfill her sister's desire for despair. The purpose alone was to crux her existence, and she lived her entire life convincing herself that she couldn't do anything else. That's why power was like a language to Mukuro. A battle to death revealed more about her heart than words ever could. Words were in the wind of savagery that blows across the battlefield, uprooting others who want to speak in the language of violence. This was true even against her sister. When Junko could berate her sister, Mukuro couldn't talk back. All she could do was cower and apologize profusely. But it's different now. For the first time, Junko was using a language her sister actually recognized. The child of despair who tore the world apart was speaking to her sister with a language of power. Mukuro's heart filled with joy. For the rest, she strengthened her focus on the conversation. With Junko and the other emotions began to gradually disappear. On this frigid battlefield, Mukuro continued her heated conversation. Endless rounds of despair foamed from the school turrets, but Mukuro's words intercepted every last violent shot, threatening to shatter her body and mind in half. She quickly realized that the Monokumas hadn't decreased in number at all, no matter how many she kept destroying. Not only that, she noticed that more Monokumas had been joining the fray until there was nearly 50 of them for Mukuro fight, but Mukuro's resolve wouldn't break it so easily. As she continued to wield her power, her heart began to fill with something that was neither hope nor despair. She learned despair from being abandoned by Junko, and she learned hope from her act of violence. For Mukuro, who had no interest in this world, this small piece in front of the gate was a reflection of her life, a representation of a perfect world. This disappointing girl, filled with endless disappointment, who knew of no other way to live, due to her lonely dance. She surrounded herself to the rhythm of despair. She accompanies the music with hope. Computer rooms in innermost area, Monokuma room. Much time had passed. The surveillance cameras at the gates were capturing footage of countless Monokumas falling into hands of a child who fought like a raging demon. The Monokumas bolstered their number, and now 100 of them were trying to sink their claws into Mukuro. Most of them were running on autopilot, reacting to her movement based on prior information they had received in advance. Despite standing before hundreds of machines advisors, Mukuro's face showed no fear. She hadn't sustained a single injury, giving her presence that was nearly divine to behold. The Sakura Ogami was powerful enough to injure her arm. Mukuro in her current state could potentially fight Sakura to draw now, without relying on firearms. She took complete control of the battlefield, talking in her own surroundings as if they were part of herself. She dodged attacks from the rear as though she had eyes on the back of her head. She stabbed through Monokuma's weak points with a metal bar. No matter where the attacks came from, Mukuro deflected them, felt as if her skin were covered in ice. Describing her as ultimate no longer did her justice. Mukuro transcended the boundaries of humanity and became a pure killing machine. But despite that, even though she understood the ludicrous power her sister possessed, Junko was not afraid. She felt not one hour of fear. After all, Junko can finally feel his despair. She even started to admire her sister. She attempted to fill her with despair, but that sentiment quickly filled Junko with an orgiastic ecstasy of despair. Junko knew that Mukuro was neither hope nor despair. She was just a phenomenon, a disappointing girl who no longer understood herself, only knew who the violent because it was all she could believe in anymore. Mukuro had become an avatar of destruction beyond that of a military force. She couldn't even be considered a soldier anymore. She was a natural disaster like a typhoon or a tornado, or perhaps like gravity. She was now a fundamental force of the universe that only existed to bring us back to Junko. The mastermind enjoyed watching her sister go all out. If Mukuro destroyed everything and ruined her life, Junko would still be comforted by the despair. She could just go right ahead and overpower her. Junko considered this for a few seconds until a familiar hopeless habit reared its head. A habit of getting so bored that it made her sick. The girl who had been grinning as she watched the screen now bore a look of calm stoicism as she reached for a microphone connected to Monokuma's speakers. Mukuro was no longer human anymore. No longer human. God fucking damn! Junko knew how to bring her back. It was a simple feeling, really, and with that hopeless feeling for Mukuro in mind, the mastermind said just one word. Mukuro. In front of the main entrance, Mukuro. It was calling her name. Instead of using Monokuma's voice filter, Junko's natural voice was coming out of the Monokuma unit. That's all it took. With one word, Mukuro Kusaba stopped being a force of nature and became a person again. Monokuma would not miss this opportunity. As if moving to the beat of Mukuro's shaking heart, they turned claws deep to attack her, but Mukuro trusted her instinct, twisted her entire body to fend off the attack, leaving her with only a few scraps here and there. But the despair wasn't over yet. The ultimate despair didn't waste any time making her next move. Mukuro, watch out! As soon as Mukuro heard that, her mind went completely blank. There's no mistaking. That was Makoto's scream. The scream that saved her from the spears of Ganya and changed her destiny. No, that's wrong. It took her a tenth of a second to realize that voice was just a sound clip that Junko played. And it was more than enough time to drag Mukuro, who had regained her humanity, into despair. But when she covered from her moment of shock, Monokuma appeared behind her and almost kicked her into the temple. She twisted her head to roll with a blow, but in that moment a different Monokuma attacked her from the opposite side with a headbutt. As soon as Mukuro dodged that attack, three Monokuma launched simultaneously drop kicks and knocked her to the ground. The fact that they weren't using their claws meant they weren't trying to kill Mukuro right away. Before she could stand up again, dozens of Monokumas waiting for the floor climbed on top of Mukuro and pinned her limbs. One of them Monokumas waddled over to Mukuro as she lay face down on the floor and laughed. A pretty girl getting pinned down by all these me's. Wonder if I should feel more excited about this. Don't make that face. If I wanted to kill you, I'd just pump you full with bullets right now. And I don't think the audience watching this on TV would like the ending very much. I need to make sure I do it the right way this time. What are you planning to do? Mukuro asked her emotionless voice when Monokuma gave the answer. Nothing, I'm just going to stick to the original plan and make you play the killing game at the school. I will erase everyone's memories again, and I will just make them redo the introduction and the entrance ceremony again. And typical Monokuma fashion, he landed his face towards Mukuro. That'd be boring if we had to redo everything. Maybe this time I will have you participate as Mukuro Kusaba. I will take away even more of your memories like I did to the irritating detective girl. You will just be a poor little girl with no memory at all. As Monokuma talked wiggled his body from side to side. The other Monokumas danced and whirled around. Amid this fantastic scene, Kuma continued to describe his hopeless plan of nonchalant manner. At first, you really will be the girl with amnesia, and everyone will feel sorry for you. But as they unravel the mystery of this academy, you'll find out who you really are. It's exciting to think how they will treat you when that happens. Knowing you will probably kill someone purely on instinct. Maybe I should rethink my rules about self-defense. You can't. Her memories would be erased. There was nothing she could do about her classmates hating her. But losing even more childhood memories would mean her connection to Junko would be severed as well. Even if Junko had no interest in the world, it was unbearable even for her. I've heard a new game plus before, but this is the first time I ever see a new game minus. Should I tie you up for fun? Or maybe we should make this game even more masochistic. Forged hard mode, very hard mode, and inferno mode. Wanna just skip ahead to the impossible mode? Maybe I'll erase your memories after I drag you on a motorcycle and pump you with 1,000 baseballs, burn you at a stake and crush you with an excavator. What the fuck? Muko knew that Monokuma was talking about. He was describing the tools he had prepared for various execution he had planned for the students. After everyone reintroduced themselves, they will walk around the school grounds and eventually find a flat-chested girl with amnesia, covered in bandages with a Fernier tattoo on her right hand. I bet a certain fanbase might get off on that. If this were a game, it will increase the sales by 500%. Though Monokuma sounded like he was joking, everything he said was dead serious. As evidence, Mukuro heard a rumbling sound in the distance. Now then, your street rider is on its way. Based on the engine sounds, Mukuro summarized it was a large motorcycle that was supposed to be used for one of the executions. It took time to bring all of this... Wait. I took the time to bring this all away from the punishment room, so you'd be grateful. Sound of the roaring engine grew louder and louder, approaching footsteps on death. Mukuro wondered how Monokuma would drive it, with such tiny arms and legs, but then she remembered she was dealing with an ultimate despair. Junko would make the impossible possible just to bring about despair. A despair that went hand in hand with Mukuro's fate. Did I fail? I couldn't fill Junko with despair. I couldn't save Makoto and the others. Questions raced through Mukuro's mind. She wasn't able to answer them. There's no way she could have answered them so easily. After all, she was still alive. The sound of the motorcycles grew closer and closer, as if it was threatening to break Mukuro's spirit. Suddenly, Monokuma stopped moving. The other Monokumas continued doing their automatic movements. As the strange event unfolded, Mukuro noticed something. The motorcycle had suddenly gone quiet. After a few seconds, the engine exploded to life and began approaching even faster than before. Only a few seconds later, when it appeared in front of the main entrance, was an enormous motorcycle that plowed through the groups of Monokumas like a predator hunting its prey. The ride of this motorcycle was none other than Mondo Owada. Mukuro and Monokuma were both visibly shocked by this turn of events. Instead of addressing them, Mondo accelerated with motorcycles he stole from the Monokuma directly towards Mukuro. Just before this front tire reached Mukuro, he a reverse wheelie and turned into the motorcycle around. The back wheel swept over Mukuro's back, knocking away all the Monokumas that were pinning her. Hey, can you stand? Mondo asked, and begrudgingly offered his hand to Mukuro. Confused, Mukuro took his hand and stood up. What are you doing, Mondo? I was so close. One of the Monokumas protested. Not in his normal voice, but as the hacker Bishiki muttered. Oh yeah, you're Bishiki, or whatever, right? That's right, why are you helping a terrorist? I ain't bragging about this or anything, but I have no clue if this girl is lying. The veins of his temple began to blush, and his cheeks flushed with anger as Mondo said, but I ain't the type to just stand around with some idiot gangs up on a girl. Are you saying, get a hold of yourself? You must be experiencing a Stockholm syndrome. Deluded yourself into thinking you're friends with a criminal who's taking you hostage. Monokuma tried to explain to Mondo. They ignored him and took Mukuro's hand and pulled her onto the back of the motorcycle. Oh, shut the fuck up. I know nothing about the Stockholms or syndromes. But don't go acting like you can boss me around. As Mondo shouted, he agreed the motorcycle as if he was using it to punctuate his words. The ceiling-mounted turrets began moving, but the two disappeared before the turrets could take aim at the motorcycle. As they zoomed through the hallway, countless Monkumas chased after them, waving their claws wildly through the air. "Why?" asked Mukuro. "Huh?" shouted Mondo. It was even louder than the sound of the engine. "Don't get the wrong idea, I don't trust you at all." So he lowered his voice slightly, as if he were trying to whisper to himself. But still, I don't know why, but I felt like I could trust what he said. He inquired Mukuro. But there was no time for question. The unit leading the Monkumas chasing after the motorcycle had almost caught up to them. And then, like the enormous maw of some fearsome creature, they brandished their claws and perfect unison. And that moment, the motorcycle zoomed by a certain girl whose fight abilities surpassed that any of a normal human, the strongest girl on Earth. With a fighting spirit that defied comprehension, the ultimate martial artist kicked on the floor. A sound even louder than the motorcycle's engine filled the room. When Mukuro looked back, she saw Sakura landing on the floor, sending a pack of Monkumas flying several meters away. Sakura? If she heard Mukuro rumble her name, Sakura didn't acknowledge it. Like a statue of a fearsome god king, she calmed her breathing as she stood before the pack of Monkumas, ready for battle. She pursued methods too unbecoming for one claims to be the ultimate hacker. An overpowering aura separated or seeped from her skin, and skin shimmered as an intense heat began to fill the hallway. Unlike the power of Mukuro's sheer violence, this was the power of martial arts. Mukuro's frozen in the air around her, and time along with it, but Sakura was generating enough heat to boil space itself, and she stood before Monkumas. With that heat stinging her back, Mukuro looked ahead. Fume and Chio were consciously peeking from behind the door leading to the dorms, while Aoi and Taka kept watching from the inside of the building. After passing them by, Mondo slowed down the motorcycle as he reached the front of the cafeteria and turned into a complete stop. The other students looked wildly at Monokuma. But among the students, Mukuro noticed two who weren't regarding her suspicion. One was Kyoko, who seemed to be studying the situation. The other one was Skinboy, who was leaning against Kyoko's shoulder. Makoto? Mukuro's lips began to tremble as she sat on the back of the motorcycle. Ignoring the pain coursing through his body, Makoto smiled at Mukuro and repeated what he said to her earlier. I'm glad you're safe, Mukuro." Unfortunately, Mukuro was unable to realize her hope was filling her little sister with despair, and said she had successfully planted the seeds of hope into her fellow students. Makoto had barely regained consciousness while Mukuro was fighting the horde of Monokumas at the main entrance. When he woke up, he did something extremely simple. He talked about his memories. Most of the students were still skeptical, even after listening to Mukuro's recording confession on Chio's laptop. Obviously, they were still not entirely convinced at first when Makoto woke up, but after Sakura asked him a certain question, that ambition completely changed. And beyond all the walls of the school, the world is completely destroyed? Are you saying there's no one else alive? Makoto slowly sat up and answered me question. Don't worry, I'm sure Ken Chihiro is still safe. I'm sure he will still keep his promise to you. Sakura gasped. Kenshiro was the only man she couldn't defeat, a man who had promised her a rematch and made her one other promise as well. How do you know that name? How do you know about that promise? Because you told me. No. He slowly corrected himself. You told all of us. Sakura was silent after hearing those words, but she faced the other students and spoke in a loud, clear voice. Going to trust Makoto. Sakura? Though Aoi was shocked, Sakura continued to speak with determination. Makoto just said, "It's something I kept locked away in my memories." Wait. So no. I was planning to keep a simple secret until the day I die, but if I shed that secret, that means there was a strong bond between Makoto, myself, and with my fellow students as well. Makoto continued to talk in a gentle tone, though it couldn't have made good for his health, as he continued to slowly talk about his memories and the other students had no longer had. What do you know about the story I'm planning to write? Are you a specialist NAN user who can predict the future? You already finished that story for me, but you had me help you with inking. Wait a second. How do you know I extort money from that girl related to the Kuzurio clan? Kuzurio clan? Wait, is... Cause you even tried to sell my organs to them, bro. Fucking Yasuhiro. Wait, does it mean that Yasuhiro... Wait, he extorted money from the girl related to Kuzurio. Does it mean that Yasuhiro stole money from Peko? Students were excruciating, but even so, Makoto kept smiling and kept about their lives together, as if it was his duty to do so now that he had gained his memories. As the other students listening to him, they slowly began to realize something. The vivid account he was providing couldn't be explained as just passing knowledge. Clearly some kind of bond between them all had been erased. Only Byakuya remained tranquil. There's no way I would have grown close to any of you. It's like they could have all secretly working together. Though Byakuya was still a hostile towards Makoto recollecting of their memory, for the time being he determined that Makoto wasn't actually a terrorist. Mukuro had bought enough time of Makoto to wake up, share his memories with the others. Even if she didn't intend to do that, it was still a small sliver of hope that perhaps slightly. I'm gonna ask Code later. And now, as she looked at the boy who had smiled at her, Mukuro didn't know what to say. She couldn't think of anything to say at all. The battle was over, and Mukuro was now back to being a disappointing girl. She turned away from everyone's face and apologetically climbed off the back of the motorcycle. But Makoto saw her and slowly opened his mouth to say, "Hey, Code! There was an interesting scene, because I'm right there where Makoto told everyone about, their stories and his memories. And Yasuhiro said, how did you know that I extorted money from that one girl of the Kuzurio clan?" Is that a reference to Peko, or is it just some random girl? Like, did it get confirmed that it was Peko or Fujiko's sister, or is it just some random ass girl? The battle was over. Mukuro's... yeah, I already did that. Thank you, Mukuro. You saved my life. Look, Makoto gave her words of sincere gratitude. Between his weak breaths, Mukuro couldn't bring herself to look at him, and she mumbled to herself, "Why? If Kyoko told you, then you already know what I did, right?" After regaining his memories and Learning the truth, Mukuro should have been nothing but a hated traitor to him. Why would he smile at someone like her? Mukuro kept her head down. Makoto smiled as if he was unsure how to respond and said, "Well, I guess you're right. But you also saved my life many times during these past 3 years," and Makoto took a deep breath, and smiled at Mukuro again. "My friend, we all spend time with each other." Oh, okay. And another question, how far did Stummy get yesterday in the stream? Because at around 3:30 am, I went to sleep because, yeah. Yeah, he probably did that. I mean, it was even mentioned that... Yeah, it was even mentioned the thing with that one free time event where he tried to sell Makoto's organs. So he could pay them back, also, pay that one girl back. I mean, it's fucking Hero, what do you expect? It'd be greater if you could look for a different path, not to spare. If there's any way I can help you, I will. Don't you really think I can walk another path at this point? I don't know what you can do, or even what I can do. But I think it's more important to look for that path instead of actually finding it. Yeah, he must collect all his fucking moon rocks and stuff, right? Was this intentional or a coincidence? Just before he regained his memories, Makoto had said something similar to Moko when she spoke to him in the nurse's office as Junko. So I would guess Stami did the investigation yesterday, right? Because he already saw the murder. So he will probably will do the thing, the trial today, right? Regardless of whether he lost his memory or regained them, those words revealed Makoto's true character. As Muko confirmed that to herself, Makoto blurted out something that was almost too trusting. And it's not just you, even Junko can. But he was immediately interrupted. Oh yeah, he always ends the stream in front of the red door so he can go into the trial directly in the next stream. Okay, good to know. Nikuma's face appeared on every monitor in the academy, and his laughter seemed to be becoming out of every speaker. I could have kept pretending to be the ultimate hacker, but it's boring to him since it's someone who doesn't even exist. If this keeps up, I will lose my identity, turn to Konokuma. Kyoko looked up at the surveillance camera and addressed Nikuma directly. I seem to give up pretty easily. There isn't a bear anywhere that gives up easily as I do. Yeah, since there's no other stream I'm streaming today, because like I mentioned, I watched 3 streamers at once yesterday, that being Stummy, you and Red Hoodie. It's fucking confusing to watch 3 streamers at the same time. I can completely focus on his stream. Bro, it was fucking hard to watch all 3 at once. But you gotta get a channel port, just kidding. Regardless, I'm pretty sure Chihiro's figured out the secret of my control program by now. So, just as I thought, you included the program on purpose. Kyoko realized something when Mukuro told her about Junko. There were 2 reasons such a hateful person would intentionally leave an obvious clue inside Koma's units. Either Junko wanted the students to learn the truth about the outside world and themselves on their own, or turn their hopes into despair. And Coda, I have a game plan on how I will do it with streaming Danganronpa and stuff, because, you know, I have a second account and such. The plan is to stream Danganronpa 2 until I do all the free time events. Alright? And since I'm going on vacation in like 1 week, I won't be able to stream for like 2 to 3 weeks. So in that time I will watch Ultimate Despair Girls and the anime at night, because what should I do at night? And then play the third game on my second account. So that's essentially the gameplay plan I made up. Because I don't want to get kicked out again. Did Junko want to do? Yeah. Was it? Oh no, wait, huh? Did Junko wanted the students to learn the truth about the outside world, and themselves on their own, and turn their hope into despair, or she was looking forward to the clue resulting in her own plan being undone, which would allow her to feel despair towards herself. Look, I'm smart, I can do good plans. My game plans are always on point. How would someone like that continue to play the role of Monokuma? Actually, I'm set to program for Chihiro to discover if she happened to be one of the final 5 survivors. I feel so sad and empty that my preparation was wasted, but I'm going to think about it positively. The world critique doesn't exist in Monokuma's dictionary. Nervousness began to grip the students as Monokuma continued talking this relaxing uplift voice. Now then, it looks like everyone here, including Toko, who's still tied up in her room. So let's start the head-throbbing, exciting, especially graduating exam. Students broke out of it noisy confusion, but Monokuma ignored them and kept talking. Don't think about it too hard, relax. Change ELX to Upert. What the fuck? For all I care. Rupert? What the fuck, Rupert? For all I care, I will still be most adorable bear here. Byakuya, visibly annoyed by Monokuma's nonsensical rambling, shouted, I already know it's you, Junko. Stop this stupid game and show yourself. Oh my, don't you know? If you want to lure the mastermind out of her heavenly hidey hole, you need to bring a worthy sacrifice. And not worthy enough at all. You really think the mastermind would show herself for your pathetic hope and despair? She roared madly and began to explain the special graduation exam. If you pass my exam, everyone will graduate, but if you fail, you will be held back for a whole year. I will reset your memories and give you a fresh new lease on life, and you will reintroduce yourselves and start the school year again. They say people's lives don't come with rest buttons, but I'm not a people. Whether it's soft resets or hard resets, I can do as I please. Yasuhiro seemed confused, but the other students knew what Monokuma meant by reset. He was going to force them to relive their school lives once again. As Yasuhiro struggled to understand, Taka pointed at a nearby monitor and shouted, Stop this already! No matter what you do to us, we will never commit murder. These past few days should have already made it clear to you. What was that? Jumped Monokuma. Are you serious? Of course! No one here would even ever take another human being's life for any reason. Yeah, nah. Yeah, it already happened. Saka shouted. One of the students, a pale-faced girl standing apart from the others, looked away. Sayaka? Ah, fucking As she trembled, her voice popped up from behind her. What do you think, Sayaka? She couldn't even turn around from sheer terror, but Sayaka knew Monokuma was standing right behind her. Do you really think none of you will become a murderer? Monokuma leaned forward, Sayaka, and asked her a question only she could hear. But by the way, Sayaka, why did you go to Makoto's room when nothing strange had happened yet? Did you two have an inappropriate relationship? What would your fans think if they found out you made a move on a boy by sneaking to his room? Or were you there for some other reason? I. She could barely make a sound, much less scream, as she trembled with her trembling voice on it. Monokuma had nothing to gain by correcting Sayaka and toying with her emotions like this. He simply wanted to see the young singer fall into despair over her true character. And for that reason, Monokuma did not relent. Hey, what were you trying to do to your close friend you have known for the past 2 years? Her determination from last night blended with the memories Makoto had recounted and ate away at Sayaka's mind like a disease. As her mind began to rip itself apart, she fell to her knees. That fucking music jump scared me right now, fuck! I actually fucking oh fucking god, I got... And that's so fucking stupid, how did it scare me? Alright. A clear ball flying at just under 105 miles per hour struck Kuma in the mouth with enough force to sink into his face. It's Leon! The speaker in Monokuma's mouth was immediately destroyed and smited to a wall and stopped moving. Sarah came to her sense and looked where the ball came from. She saw Leon breathing heavily as he stared intensely at Monokuma. Asira grabbed him and yelled, Dude, why did you do that, Leon? Crystal ball is really valuable. Leon had strung a serious crystal ball and thrown it at Monokuma. That Monokuma bastard was trying to take Sayaka hostage. What was I supposed to do? Dude, that crystal ball cost me $2 trillion? 2 trillion? They don't even print that much money anymore. Oh, bullshit. Besides, if the world is all screwed up, what the hell are you gonna need money for anyway? But if it's safe out there, I will join the major leagues or whatever and pay you back. Or I could pay you back doing something else besides baseball. As those two argued, Sayaka fell onto her knees. Hey, shouted Leon, running towards us. Sayaka, are you okay? She looked at him and started to stare blankly. It is kind of a plot twist, but also it's not a plot twist because I think it's clear that Leon loves Sayaka. Like, yeah, it's pretty clear that Leon is in love with Sayaka. Cause, yeah, you just know it. That's probably also the reason why he even went to Sayaka's room in the first game. Yeah. She had made up her mind and she raised her head as she said, there's something to confess to you later. What, seriously? Sayaka was saying so intensely that they both forget the current situation. Not just to you, but to Makoto and the others too. Sayaka made up mind to confess the sin that must have on her heart, but Leon seemed to not hear the later half of her remark. He ran back to the others and slapped Hifumi and Yasuo in the backs and shouted, Alright everyone, let's ace this exam and get out of here already. There's no way I'm gonna let my happy memories of this place get taken away. The Monokuma inside the monitor responded, Fine, now that things are finally coming to a ball, let's start the graduation exam. The crow who had been outside the dormitory suddenly appeared with some information. The Monokumas in the hallway are acting peculiarly. The students all moved to the main building to see what Sakura was talking about. There they saw 50 Monokuma standing in 2 rows along the walls in the hallway, and one standing at the very end of the hallway. There was something strange on top of this. Monokuma's head. An enlarged version of the escape button that Makoto had obtained from the Mono machine. As each student took In the side, an announcement rang through the school. The mirror at the end of the hall has a button on top of his head. It will open the main entrance. You'll have 15 seconds to get to the button, and if you do, I'll let you have it in place of diploma. The student seemed surprised by a straightforward explanation. Only Celeste remained calm, and she asked Monokuma, a bored look on her face. Of course, it's not as simple as running and taking it, is it? Oh, how mean. Do I look the kind of method that would interfere with students' graduation? Forget the gunfire salutes. I'm gonna send my graduates off with some fireworks. 100 fireworks to be exact. Enough for 20 seconds of hardcore partying. The more perceptive students immediately realized what he was talking about. Bombs installed in each Monokuma would explode one after the other, filling the hallway with fire as soon as the time started. After 15 seconds, the me is standing at the back door is gonna sacrifice himself to give you guys one final firework. By the way, this will probably isn't important, but the button isn't very durable. This graduation exam was Monokuma's way of saying that he had no intention of letting anyone leave. It was clear from the explosion the students saw during the entrance exam that Hall's Hope Academy would be bathed in fire. Even if someone was lucky enough to survive the explosion, the burns on their body alone would be enough to send them into a fatal shock. Their lungs might be completely disintegrated by the scorched air before that. Even if they sacrificed one student to run through, the odds were low they would even succeed. There was no reason for every student to run at once either, for a shadow of despair fell upon their faces. Nice, very nice. I almost want to take a picture so I have those faces as a souvenir. As Monokuma left from behind the monitor, Sakura stepped forward. I will do it. I've only seen the explosion once, but I believe I'm capable of withstanding its power. Nah bro, they need fucking Nekomaru, he took a fucking bazooka shot. A tiny bomb is nothing against a fucking bazooka shot to the chest. The only thing that happened to him was he got turned into a fucking robot, but anyways. Nekomaru would destroy this challenge, I swear to god. No, shouted Oyo. Can't, even if you couldn't handle 100 of those explosions. Bro, Nekomaru versus Sakura. Bro, that would be a match. Yeah, I would pay to see that. Sakura shook her head. I'm the only one who even has a chance. Suddenly, Mondo remembered the motorcycle he parked inside the dormitory and said, hold on, that motorcycle might be fast enough to go through those explosions. I will do it. Don't be hasty, urged Sakura. Even if the motorcycle is unharmed by the explosion, that doesn't mean its rider will be. As Sakura and the others continued the debate, one person stepped forward the hallway and lined with Monokuma's. I will do it. Mukuro, screamed Makoto weakly. Makuro? Makuro? Makuro, with her back facing Makoto, turned head to the side slightly and gave him a small nod. She knew it would come to this. She knew why Monokuma would host such an impossible exam. She was already looking forward to the next despair game. She's going to erase everyone's memories, including mine. She just wants to torment us and fill us with despair before that happens. But Mukuro knew her sister's personality all too well. That's why she was confident. They'd have a training? Bro, that training is fucking intense. I mean, he fucking beat Aikane. His head bloody, what the fuck? Yeah, but a training would be more reasonable than a fucking fight. But Junko brought despair to the others. She is always made sure there was a possibility that despair would befall her instead. If the students won this gamble and made it through this horrible situation, they would finally escape to the outside world. The outcome would obviously fill Junko with immense despair, in the same way she felt a clue in Monokuma's control program. Junko could not be satisfied unless she took means to show her own destruction. It was this quality that made Junko the ultimate despair. That's why Mukuro was determined to do it. She knew she was the only person who stood a chance of making the outcome possible, even if she had to risk her life. But right now Mukuro wanted to live more than anything. She wanted to hold on to this world, a world she had no interest in previously. She didn't even know if this hesitation she felt was disappointing or not. But she wanted to live and continue searching for a new path. A path where she could want no submission, despair, where she could accept the sins past and continue to live. Mukuro was known as a war machine, found her heart battered by overwhelming fear and anxiety. Till now it had never occurred that her determination was necessary to live. As if she was brushing the fear aside, she quickly said, "Thank you, Makoto." Unfortunately, to what she said, the boy who showed her opposite abilities never reached his ears. Sakura, however, heard her, and from she said, "If you're planning to sacrifice yourself as an act of penitence, I will stab you with all my power." Though her words were firm, there was unmistakable affection hiding in them. Both girls had dedicated their lives to battle, and yet Mukuro felt the tingling of jealousy towards Sakura, possessing something she lacked. Mukuro leaned towards Sakura and whispered in her ear, "What? Are you serious?" As Sakura's frown intensified, Monokuma's voice blurred throughout the halls. "Alright, I'm gonna start the exam now. Ready, set, go." There was no time for questions or objections. The frontmost Monokuma exploded, sending a rolling wave of heat through the hall. But Mukuro didn't look away as she began moving, powered by resolution and determination. Monokuma room. As soon as the graduation exam started, the mastermind focused her control entirely on Monokuma holding the escape button and completely synchronized her field of vision with it. She knew what was going on to happen next. She could predict what her sister Mukuro would do in this exact situation. Where she would choose to focus superhuman skill with weaponry. And so through Monokuma's eyes she watched the scene unfold with exactly she had predicted. A pointed metal bar burst through the explosion, heading straight to the weak point of Monokuma holding the escape button. Specifically, it was aiming at the point where the bomb's detonation system and Monokuma's power source overlapped. It flew straight into and through as if it had been fired by a master archer. In order to bring the spear to Monokuma, by extension Junko as well, this super soldier known as Mukuro Saba, through a pipe like a spear so it could attack the same weak point she had pierced in the nurse's office. The explosion filled the hallway until only Aya remained visible. The spear's speed and precision as it soared to its target defied all human logic. But the mastermind knew. She knew Mukuro had used her own power to fill the world with despair. Despair was all that disappointing girl had. But the power was useless against Monokuma. That the mastermind had predicted that Mukuro would put all her effort into the throw. And Monokuma caught up the metal bar perfectly between the sands. The force of the throw knocked Monokuma back several yards. The pointed end of the bar never pierced through his chest. Well, that was disappointing. The mastermind turned to look at a different monitor. She wanted to see the look of Mukuro's face when she realized that she failed to strike Monokuma. The despair of seeing the final Monokuma explode right before her eyes, completely obliterating the escape button. She wanted to sear the memory of her disappointing sister final moments as a newfound hope sank into the dark pit of despair. On instinct, she turned her attention to the surveillance camera she had hadn't been destroyed. But instead of seeing Mukuro and the others, she only saw Sakura, who looked as though she had finished launching an attack. She only thought it was strange for 1 second, but then the hopelessly powerful mastermind completely understood the situation and shifted point of view to Monokuma. Because of that single second, Junko would feel just a pang of despair. 3 seconds. Yes! It's the good music! Amid the smoke, flames and heat encircling the hallway burst through the speed of a cannon shell. It glared at Monokuma with a hot boiling eyes that betrayed the icy expression on his face, and then, sharply, swiftly, strongly, it transformed into a living weapon that cuts through everything, revealing its true form in that hall of despair. 2 seconds left. Monokuma was still holding the metal bar in his hands and tried to move it, but at that exact moment, the living weapon carved a path through the flames and appeared before him. Its body, which had never been wounded on any battlefield, was sustaining a manner of burns and injuries. But even so, it did not falter as fire in its eyes never flickered once. 1 second left. The living weapon Mukuro slammed her knee to the back of the metal bar and Monokuma was holding. The sharp tip of the metal bar pierced through Monokuma like a railed spike, shredded and detonator, and his power source into pieces. Time's up. The 100 explosions ceased and smoke blanketed the hallway. Mukuro divided the Monokuma and the pristine escape button now resettled in her hand. She and one other student of Hopsy Academy had passed the graduation exam. It was only a small amount of despair. Monokuma had tasted it in only 3 seconds. First floor hallway. Junko? Mukuro looked down at Monokuma. Could no longer move or self-destruct. When she spoke to him, a static-filled voice emitted from his mouth. It seemed a communication function still worked. I never expected you to do that. You still sound like Monokuma. It seems his voice was modulator. Was unharmed as well. I must have overestimated you. I never thought you'd need anybody's help on a battlefield. I give you a signal. Please launch me forward and roundhouse kick. With a roundhouse kick. Mukuro whispered these words to Sakura just before the explosion started. After Mukuro threw the metal bar, she jumped into the air. The exact moment Sakura unleashed a roundhouse kick. Right where Sakura's foot made contact with her own, Mukuro used force to generate by the kick, propel herself at Monokuma. Using the ultimate martial artist superhuman attack, like a springboard, she shot herself through the air like an artillery shell. And during the intense shrapnel and blood-draining G-force, she stayed conscious as she charged through the hallway, engulfed full with explosions with despair. Mukuro trusted Junko. He trusted Junko to predict that she'd throw the metal bar and catch it accordingly. Then she tried to look at her face with a despair sets in. The Junko Nishima she knew would definitely do that, although Mukuro hadn't predicted that her sister would try to kill her with the spears of Ganya. She had a better understanding of her actions now. As Mukuro stared at Monokuma in his face, all he could do was laugh scornfully. Put your life in someone else's hands for a deadly battle? I don't know how I feel about that. You'll always be half-assed disappointment. I guess this time I will just say I lost because I didn't see this much disappointment coming. The end. The end. Mukuro shook her head at Monokuma. No, you're wrong, Junko. Huh? If you want to talk about winning or losing, I think we lost before we even started. Because I shifted from side to side as if she was unsure of something, and she fidgeted in place as she continued to talk. No matter how much despair they felt, they didn't think they'd kill each other. the way they were before. That's why you erased the memories. They aren't like the other students you forced in the past. You knew the students would never do it. That's what you believed, isn't it? What are you talking about? So, it's okay, Junko. I'll bring back everyone's memories someday, and I will show you everyone's happiness and their bonds. I will show all that to you, filled with even more despair. Mukuro nodded after she said this, as if to cheer her sister up. For several seconds of silence, Monokuma responded, "You finally beat me this time. And that lame speech is the best you can do?" Such a disappointment. You fill me with despair. It's just constant disappointment. After praying like a score loser, Monokuma continued to speak in his usual tone. "But you guys will be back. And when this time comes, I will invite you guys to a wonderful place. I found out about this fun island while I was running things here." Monokuma laughter filled the room before the static finally cut out and this remained silent. He wouldn't be talking again anytime soon. The mastermind was already preparing a new despair to bring to the world and to the students of Obstacle Academy, Junko included. In the end, the mastermind stayed in Monokuma persona until the very end. And Junko Enoshima never showed her face again. It was as if she resented the despair Mukuro had given her. That thought almost filled Mukuro with despair. But when she heard her classmates calling for her, she sealed that despair into the depths of her heart. From now on, she would seal away all her despair. And one day she can give Junko that perfect despair. She will unleash all despair she stored, clutched with sister in the darkness abyss. I won't leave my sister alone. In the end, that was the first hope the disappointing older sister had felt since she was a child. Several hours later, main entrance. Why is Mukuro still in fucking Junko form? Mukuro, are you really going to go out wearing that wig? After receiving a blood transfusion of the correct blood type, Makoto was beginning to show signs of recovery. Mukuro, holding her wig and disguising herself as Junko Enoshima, nodded. If I live as Junko, I might be able to understand her better. Despite that, Mukuro's voice was still sounded like her own, as if she hadn't fully decided. I've made up my mind. I'm out there. I've decided I will accept everyone's hatred towards me and towards Junko. Can't die until I've destroyed all the despair that Junko had spread. The damage the ultimate despair inflicted upon the world could not be measured in terms of money, culture, or even human life. Television broadcasts had already begun informing people that Junko Enoshima and Mukuro Kosawa were the heart of the ultimate despair. Among the survivors of the outside world, there are still people who hadn't been tamed by despair yet. Regardless of the fact that she'd released Makoto, the others, these survivors, she was nothing more than the reason the world ended. To the terrorists wearing Monokuma masks who continued to ravage the world, Mukuro was nothing but a traitor. She was now in a hopeless situation of being enemies with most of humanity, but Mukuro wasn't making a big deal out of it. I'm going to try and not kill anyone who comes after me for revenge. Wouldn't it be safer if you just turned yourself in Wonder Yasuhiro? Well, you might just get executed instead, but you could live to be an old lady if your trial keeps getting pushed back. She slowly shook her head at Yasuhiro. Lost justice, these things no longer exist. Is it really that bad out there? Maybe we should just stay in here. Ayaka glared at Yasuhiro with contempt. Ignorant idiot should just shut up. Your fate won't change whether you stay here or not. Though he was shocked to learn that Togami Corporation had been destroyed, Ayaka continued to remain firm, proud, even towards Mukuro. You are a rare asset, continued Ayaka. I will let you live for now. Depending on your actions, I may consider forgiving your crimes after I've built a new world. Only the Takami would boast they capable of forgiving a crime and defending the world. Don't need to do that. I don't plan on just surviving. After turning away from Byakuya, Mukuro looked at the other students. Everyone was reacting their own way. Kyoko had looked quite preparation. Toku, having just changed back to Genocide Jack, was panicked and confused. Mukuro looked back on the 2 years she spent with them, then turned to Makoto, and who shared the same memories as her, gave him the escape button. Makoto, you press it. Me? I think it's better if you press it instead of me. As if she watched Makoto accept the button with some hesitation, Mukuro thought about what Monokuma had said. You guys will be back. Mukuro knew that Monokuma was telling the truth. After all, the students needed to fully restore their lost memories remained hidden in the academy. The research notes of Yasuki Matsuda, the ultimate neutrologist. Research is the key to restoring everyone's memories. Even if the students no longer have their memories, they may be able to repair the bonds they had built among themselves over the past years. And as long as the memories remain unrestored, masterminds could still repeat her deadly plan. Although the island mentioned earlier sounds strangely, students could not turn their backs on despair facing them. Then let's go. Makoto remembered everything that was happening in the outside world. The boy who chose to remain inside the academy 2 years ago was now choosing to leave. How much did he struggle to come to a decision? But he was determined to face despair watching from the outside and hid his internal conflict from the others. Protecting Makoto's hope, Mukuro could bring despair to her beloved sister. But she no longer knew if the end result of her goal would lead to hope or despair. She pulled the wig over her head and face with her hands. She was smiling because hope was waiting for her. Or was she crying because the path would lead to despair? When she lowered her hands, her face was devoid of all the emotions. Mukuro no longer knew what expression she would wear on her face. At the same time, Makoto pressed the escape button. A siren began to wail as the turrets retracted into the ceiling. From beyond the heavy door, the bright light appeared. An infinite number of ifs and all the possibilities contained. The rain encased the world, accepting everything, hope, despair, and even the feeling of the disappointing girl, Mukuro. And now that cutscene we bought in the first game? Yeah. Okay, that was What If. So, well, I guess I could do a little bit more. Wait, Code, short question. What is my mission in this game, alright? I tried to play it like 3 times already, and I still don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I mean, help. Help shows me the controls. And what does transforming into a zombie even do? I'm supposed to win. Oh, okay, shut the fuck up. Why did I even think about asking you? Alright, okay. I will do it on normal mode once, and look if I now understand what to do, okay? If I don't, I will just go on and... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, I have to jump. And when I jump, I have to bomb. Like, boom. Right? But what is my fucking goal in this game? How much boom boom do I have to do so I can finally progress? When like it's doing boom boom? Jumping is my main attack. What's my main attack? Is running my main attack? What the hell is my main attack then? Oh, jump, boom. I only know jump, boom. Wait, cause if I... No, I can't. Okay, I can't go in settings now. But just trust me, the only way... I mean, I could, What? Okay, I have to draw a circle around them. Ah! Stop! Son of a fuck! Alright, give me a second, I will try. That was fucking awesome! Alright, that makes it a bit easier. Alright, I will beat this stupid game now. Come on. It's way more fun than fucking jumping. Get trapped. Nah, bro, got comboed. Wave 4. And how many waves are there? I would guess 7 waves, maybe? Oh shit, those are the shooty guys! Stand still, you! That's a big combo. Okay, the game is way easier. 10. Well, I can do 10 also, I think. I swear to god, the game is like 8 billion times easier that way. Hello, I'm doing a fucking circle. Thanks. Did I just create a fucking tree? Boy, I've been jumping over the enemies the entire time. Jump! Bro, that dude fucking saved me. Alright. I mean, the game mode is okay. Final wave. Oh, what the fuck? Nah, bro, you be tripping. Look at this. Oh shit, he's still alive. Sorry, alright. What the fuck? I'ma jump on this bastard. I'm not jumping on that bastard. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Get trapped. Fucking idiot. Shit, he's still alive. Nah, bro, that's impossible. Impossible. Rigged. What the fuck? Oh shit, yay. I will, yeah. I think I will 100% that game in my free time, cause... What the fuck? You better get your ass out of my... What the fuck? I don't like this game. That's rigged. Rigged? And how many equipments are there? Too easy. Get on my level. Son of a bitch. stupid mode. Let's exit. Oh wow, that mode is super fun. Yeah, shut the fuck up, I'm not playing this. Save. Well, let's go to island mode.
Dangan Island.
Yay, the grind.
Hey,
Oh, what the fuck?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Are you okay? You seem pretty out of it. To be honest, I'm also... No, everyone else feels the same too. Since we suddenly got put in this weird situation. Hey, are you listening?
I don't understand. Why am I here? That's right, I was supposed to be at Hopesick Academy, but all of a sudden I was at a tropical island for some reason. And afterwards, that's it, I remember now there were 15 other students and then a mysterious self-proclaimed rabbit mascot suddenly appeared. That's right, and I remember what that thing said. It said that was a school trip. Because my memories are fuzzy right now, it seems I don't remember my talent. Since I don't know what the heck is going on, I began collecting these things called hope fragments. And then... Can you hear me? Hey. Hajime.
Are you okay?
You know who I am, right? Yeah, you're Nagito,
I'm
right?
glad.
So relieved, I thought you forgot me.
Me?
Suddenly started staring into space, and now, no matter what I said, you wouldn't respond. Sorry, what happened to the others?
I see.
Right, so we need to hurry. Weird thing suddenly appeared on the monitor and told us to go to Jabberwock Park. Usami, the others are already there. What's going to happen this time? What's going on? A strange uneasy filled us as we hurried over to Jabberwock Park. Once we arrived, we heard Usami scream echo through the area.
Hiya!
Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Hey!
Where are you? Show yourself. Oh, just seeing how many characters there are to fucking spend free time with. God.
Why, hello there! Thank you all for waiting!
I hope at least this time the fucking minigame will be more fun.
Long time no see, guys!
Man!
There you are, Cheerio.
Hiya!
Take this. Hey, don't you interrupt me until I'm finished. No questions asked. Stop.
Here!
And now for a couple of dear Graysons, Usami final splash spark.
Ta-da!
Love and justice always wins in the end. Can't believe I lost to Usami. Too noisy. Now that you've learned your lesson, don't you ever interfere with this school trip again. Okay. And so, the black and white well-looking thing hobbled away. Oh no! The music! I'm getting flashbacks, oh god. What the hell was that just now?
Starting to get pumped up!
I hear the battle, I'm just watching it. Got me pumped up. It's an epic performance, you're pretty good, Usami. Despite my looks, I'm your teacher. I'm supposed to protect everyone after all.
Let me ask.
That stick looks like some sort of excusable plate. Do you intend to kill us with that now?
Could it be?
Perhaps you didn't intend to make us all kill each other on this uninhabitable island.
I see.
It'd be necessary for our survival after all. Food and water will eventually run out. So that is definitely not going to happen.
No problem!
Though in some ways we'll need to survive here, and lives aren't in any danger whatsoever.
See.
Can you even call that survival?
What? Are you stupid?
What are you guys talking about? There's no way killing are going to happen.
Awesome!
She's right. On a school trip at a tropical island right now. We should just make the most of it. As long as there's hope, I personally don't mind killing or being killed. Victor, what are you?
For now,
It seems that as long as we don't do anything strange, we're not in any danger.
right?
As long as we can leave this island as soon as we finish gathering the hope fragments, right? That's what I've been saying from the beginning. I don't think we're serious about that.
Come on!
This is a school trip anyway. What are you trying to make us accomplish on this? Alrighty, I shall announce it to everyone right now. While you're all relaxed in this tropical paradise, you must get along and strengthen your bonds with each other. It's the main rule of this heart-throbbing school trip. Heart-throbbing school trip? Spend these peaceful and relaxing days nursing hope and lazing about free from pain, free from suffering. And so this lovely, though a heart-throbbing school trip. It starts right now. Tell us what you mean. There's no way I can believe such a foolish... Love.
Alright!
Now let's decided, let's go swimming. Just like this is it happened, so I took a liberty of wearing my swimsuit under my clothes. What a coincidence, I did too!
Okay.
So did I, my lunch are always ready to go. You guys, hold on. It's a race to the ocean? Please wait.
Engines ready!
Yahoo! Seriously? A white sandy beach, crystal clear ocean. A school students enjoying themselves. This feels like a resort. There's no other way to describe it. Don't have doubt at all. This at all. I have one question, okay, Code? So I'm pretty sure Mahiro is not the one who took the picture because Mahiro is right there standing. Then who the fuck is how is she called? That girl with the pretty bad execution, that fan service girl that you like. Where is she looking at? I mean, she's looking directly at the camera from where the photo's made. So where the hell is she looking at? Who's standing there? So the curtain of school trip has been raised. Should I skip it? Nah, it's good. It's good shit. I'm going to look at this. Alright, yeah, her name was Miyako Tsumaki or whatever. Yeah, where was Miyako Tsumaki or however her name was looking at? I'm not stupid, right? And I need to change one thing in the settings now that I finished the what if. And that's yeah, now I can go. Wait, test. What the fuck, it's not working. Okay, now it's working. After we play to our heart's content, we'll listen to some and return to the park once again. How everyone must spend your time for this long-awaited school
You
trip.
serious?
What the heck does it mean? You can't just spend time playing around. Finally getting to the point. As I recall, you said we have to survive here. Does that mean
That's right.
you have to survive? I want scholars to collect all the hope fragments. So from this point on, everyone on this island will cooperate and live together 50 days. Days? That's super long. Long?
Come on.
Cares about the length. More importantly, what do you mean by cooperate? I mean, class oh god.
Huh?
Class goals?
Got it?
In order to make everyone get along even more, I will regularly ask you to work together to make things. Simply put, you guys will work together to create an item as well. I'm hoping so much this game will be different and way better than from the first game. Don't want any trouble. If we can't do it, are we going to get punished? Yeah, so there's no penalty for failing to make the item. The fact that you achieve your goal, I will give something nice. Let's try to make an item now. Now then, the first goal I need to make is flower pin. Right there. Flower pin. Flower pin, what's that? A hairpin made from pretty flowers. That's a lovely, love. Please make one. You say that, but what do we have to do?
You are right.
We do not have any sort of materials. To visit various areas on the island to gather materials, please don't. Please don't do this to me. No! No, please! There's no need to worry. I've already gathered the materials you need for this first goal. Let's go to practice sessions first. Here you go. No! Please make a rope of this. Afterwards... Please bring it to me when you finish and trying to get distracted. Okay, have a nice day. No, no. Cut, no. Why? Okay, you did very well. I will give you some tickets. Trip tickets. I will carefully explain how they work later, so make sure you don't throw them away. How is it? Do you understand how to do it now? It's too easy. Since not too difficult, we might be able to do this. Nice work, everyone. Now then, please do your best to get the materials next. Even if you don't do it, oh sorry. However, please don't work yourself. It's also important to rest if you get tired. Just make sure you keep your rooms clean. If they get dirty, you have to do something unpleasant. The main goal of the school trip is to get hope fragments before the time runs out. Now then, here's your next goal. Oh, flower pin. Why? Alright, and yeah, you free. I need. Yeah, we'll get 5 here. 3 there. Some here and some people getting 3 lines. Oh shit. Alright, that's going to be a lot of fucking pain. How do I have to get every free time event or only the free time event of the characters I like? I mean,
Hello.
good job everyone. Now you have some free time. You can spend that time however you wish. But make sure you get a hope fragments within 50 days. That's everyone's goal after all. I apologize for repeating myself so many times, but please try not to forget. Even if you think it's impossible, please don't give up. I'll make sure to do something so you can definitely accomplish it in one day. So don't worry, just talk to everyone a lot and gradually collect all hope fragments, okay?
Hey.
Also, if you use the triplicates I gave you earlier, you can go somewhere and play. You can shoot for a love outcome. But you also won't be able to get a hope fragment, so be careful. Your archive to class goal will go these triplicates, okay? So everything we've got. Terribly sorry, but do you have a second? Yay, tutorial guy! As Sam explained just now, you can now spend your free time with whoever you like. However, as you get a hope fragment, you will notice the scenes are exactly the same. Yeah. Alright. We already know that, so I would like to go meet with someone. Well, I've gunned him done. That's progress. And Fuyuhiko and Chiaki are close. Wait, what's the star for? Alright, I'm gonna do Fuyuhiko next. talking about the devil. What? Is use trip ticket? No, spend free time.
Damn it.
How long do we have to stay on this island? I feel like it's gonna make me rot to death. So then I guess I can talking to someone isn't that bad. Spend time talking to Fuyuhiko. Yeah, definitely. I will give him exactly this. Love for a no. No. Nah, not really. Oh, that's oh. I mean, oh shit. Aren't you giving that to the wrong person? You might as well just give that to someone who'd be happy to take it. Yeah, I don't need that shit. Construct. I need knives and red flowers. Alright. It's a fucking tank! Woman go clean. Yeah. Not you, Ibuki, you go knife. You go clean, and you go knife. You go sleep. You go cow, cause milk. Go meet with someone. Oh yeah. Let me spend free time. Yes. My boy is getting milk. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Amen, snot. What should I give him? He looks like someone who would be happy of a knife! Ah, suck my ass. Alrighty. Sleep. Today's sleeping day. Bro, look at Nekomaru. Go meet with Zamawan. Hey there, mate.
Damn it.
Alright, now I will give him something he wants. And I know just the thing for him. Wait, what? Oh no, oh no. Oh no, this is giving me flashbacks. Oh no! I know this item. Oh hell no, man, what? Nah, he's getting another hope. This, what the fuck? Oh, today is cleaning day, period. Go meet with someone. Fujiko, I'm giving you one chance, okay? You will just accept the fuck I'm giving to you. Or I don't know, something else. Yes. You're gonna accept what the fuck I'm giving to you, cause you're drinking fucking cinnamon tea. Oh, what the fuck, it worked. You're giving that to me?
Damn right.
So we'll take it off your hands now. Oh, you son of a bitch! Alright. I don't feel too motivated to do this mode today. But yeah. At least we got through What If. And I will do this mode in the next stream. And in the next stream. And probably for like the next 20 years. Cause what the fuck, this mod is going to take a while. Yeah. Let me just check if there's someone I want to raid. Well, in my follower list, like in the list of people I follow, there isn't anyone online I would want to raid right now. But do you have someone to raid or? Bro, it fucking died again. But since you're not saying anything, I would just guess you don't have anyone you would want to raid right now. So yeah. And I will just go offline. Then thanks for hanging out in my stream and bye.